All right, Math 1, Unit 7, Section 7. Now this section kind of brings together all of what we've done in sections 1 through 6. The directions say to solve using any method. So you can choose whatever you want to do on all these problems. I would guess that you won't really want a graph on a lot of these, but you're certainly welcome to. I'm going to be solving these only using elimination and substitution. So really what we're going to be doing in this section is we're going to be continuing what we've done, but we get to make the decision, which one do we think would be easier, elimination versus substitution? So yeah, let's start. Number 1, elimination or substitution. Well, since we have y equals on both spots, I'm going to go ahead and use substitution. So I'm going to start off saying like, well, y equals y, right? I'm using substitution here. I say y equals y, so negative 1/2 x plus 1 equals negative 2x minus 2. I'm going to add 2x to the left and subtract 1 to the right. So this guy and this guy go away. And I'm going to be left with 3/2 x equals negative 3. To get rid of the fraction in front of x, I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal. So these cancel. And my right side, my 3's cancel, and I'm left with just x equals negative 2. And you are more than welcome to use a calculator whenever you multiply by fractions. So now that I have x equals negative 2, I'm going to bring it back up, and I need to plug into one of the two equations. I'm going to use the bottom one. So I say, well, y is negative 2 times negative 2 minus 2, which is 4 minus 2, which is just a plain old 2. So I have the point negative 2, 2. Right. So again, the only thing that's different about this section is that we make the decision at the beginning. We're just solving them using whatever method. Number 2, again, we have a y equals here. So do we think that goes more with substitution or elimination? Which one do we think would be the lazier way to solve the problem, right? Because we want to be lazy enough to, we want to be as lazy as we can be without getting the problem wrong, right? So I'm going to plug this y equals into here. So I'm going to say, well, 2x plus 2 times the quantity negative 2x minus 7 equals negative 4. Again, I'm using substitution here. I distribute my 2, and I get 2x minus 4x minus 14 is negative 4. This simplifies to be negative 2x, and I'm also going to add my 14 to the right side, and that gives me 10. Right here I added 14. I divide by negative 2, and x is going to be negative 5. I'm going to plug this into the top equation, right? And the reason that I chose that is just because I have the y equals there. I think that would be a little bit easier to get my answer. So y equals negative 2 times negative 5 minus 7. This is the same thing as 10 minus 7, which is 3. Oh, and I almost forgot. I have to write it as a point. Negative 5, 3. All right. Number 3. Well, since we haven't used elimination yet, let's go ahead and do that. Elimination, they're all in order already. We just need to multiply by something. Let's multiply the bottom one by 8, right? If we multiply by 8 there, the x will be able to cancel. So the top piece stays the same. And the bottom will turn into negative 8x plus, well, 8 times 4 is 32, right? 32y equals negative 240. Really big numbers, but our calculator can take care of them. We add them up and we get 35y equals negative 210. And y is going to be negative 6. Yep. So I'm going to pick something to plug in. I'm going to plug it into the bottom one. I think that'd be slightly easier. So I've got negative x plus 4 times negative 6 is negative 30. This is the same thing as negative x minus 1224 is negative 30. I add my 24 to the right side, and negative x is going to be equal to negative 6, and x is going to be positive 6. I'm not going to forget to write it as a point this time, and my point is 6, negative 6. All right, number 4. This one I've already got a y equals, so I'm going to go ahead and plug this in and use substitution. Let me write down what I did here. I did elimination on number 3, and this one I'm going to do substitution. Now, I don't know if I've said this already, but it doesn't matter which way you do it. You will get the same answer no matter what, right? The only difference here is we want to be doing it the easy way, right? I could graph these and I would get the right answer. I could use elimination. I'd have to do a lot more work in the beginning, but I could have done an elimination here. But I've decided to do substitution because I have this y equals, and I think it'd be really easy to plug in there. So I'm going to have 6x plus 3, parenthesis, x plus 7 equals 21. I distribute my 3, and I have 6x plus 3x plus, 7 times 3 is 21, equals 21. So 9x equals 0, right? I subtract 21 from both sides, and I get 0. So I divide by 9, and x is still 0. I plug into the bottom equation, and I say, well, y equals 0 plus 7, so y equals 7. My final answer, my point, is going to be 0, 7. All right, number 5. Sorry, I was checking to see that we would have some elimination ones later on. We will. This one, I think, again, I'm going to use substitution. And I know it feels like I'm doing that a lot, but this y can go right in there. And I think that would be an easy way to do it. Ooh, before we do that, let's notice that the bottom equation has a bunch of 3's in it. 3x, 3y, and then negative 15 is 3 times 5. So let's divide everything there by 3. So I got negative x plus y is negative 5. And what that does is that makes the problem just a little bit easier because our numbers are a little bit smaller. So I'm going to plug that y into this one. So negative x plus 8x plus 2 is negative 5. And the reason that I didn't write parentheses there is because I don't have any coefficient for y. There's no number there. So I could have written parentheses, but there really isn't a whole lot of need. So I combine my x's. I have 7x plus 2 is negative 5. So 7x is negative 7, and x is going to be negative 1. Uh-oh. No, there we are. All right, let's see, how far did I get? I subtracted the 2 from both sides, didn't I? So I said, well, 7x is negative 7, and x is going to be negative 1. I think that's where I was when it closed. I'm going to take this, and I'm going to plug into the top one, because I think that would be the easiest thing. So y equals 8 times negative 1 plus 2, negative 8 plus 2, which is negative 6. I write this as a point, and I write it as a negative 1, negative 6, right? X, y. All right, number 6. Now this is one that we might actually want to graph. Since I haven't done that at all, let's just go ahead and do that. So for starters, number 6, or the first one, has an intercept of 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4. I have a point there. I'm going to be going down 1 over 1. And we'll draw it just like that. All right, the second equation, I'll do it in orange here, has an intercept of -4, 1, 2, 3, 3. Actually, excuse me, it's a -3. It's written right there. My rise is 4, my run is 3, so I need to go up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and over 3, 1, 2, 3. So there we have a point that overlaps there. And what is that point? That point is 3, 1. There we are. If you're wanting to do this on the homework, it might be beneficial to have a little bit of graph paper for you, with you. So there's number 6. Number 7. Well, our 5s, how do we want to do this? The first equation we could multiply by 3, and then we'd have -15 and 15. Let's do that. Let's multiply by 3. So that will turn into -15x minus 12y equals 3. The bottom equation stays the same, and I have 15x plus 10y is 15. Yeah. I add those together. My x's go away. My y, I'll have -2y, and then I'll have 18 on the right side. So I divide by -2, and y is going to be equal to -9. I'm going to plug this into the top equation here. So I'm going to have -5x minus 4 times -9 equals 1. -5x plus 36 equals 1. -5x equals -35. And to finish it up, I'll divide by -5, and x is, what is that? Is that +7? Yeah. All right. And to write it as a point, my answer is going to be 7, -9. All right, last one, number 8. How do we want to solve this? Well, this top one, actually both of them we could divide something out. The top one, let's divide everything out by 2. So it's going to turn into -x minus y is -2. The bottom one we could divide out a 3, right? Everything has a 3 in it, so this turns into x plus 2y equals 7. Right? I divided by 2 and I divided by 3. Now we can use elimination really nicely. I add these up and I'm left with, the x's cancel, I'm left with 1y equals 5. That's awesome. There's our answer. And then I need to use one of these to get my y. Let's use the top one here. Let's use those. So I've got -x minus 5 is -2. I add my 5 over and I get -x equals 3. And then I divide by -1 and x is -3. So to write it as a point, I have -3, 5. That's a neat problem. That's a neat problem. All right, there we are.